All right, let's just jump right in. What if I told you that you are probably, right now, ignoring the single biggest investor in your entire life? I mean, think about it. Every couple of weeks, they drop thousands of dollars right into your account, and all they really ask for in return is your time. But here's the thing. Chances are you're not seeing the whole picture. So today, we're going to completely change how you think about your 9 to 5.
And that quote, it just nails it, right? You're treating them like an ATM instead of a venture capital firm that's trying to make you rich. And that's the big idea here. Your employer isn't just a paycheck dispenser. They're basically a private equity firm, and you are their star portfolio company. They are offering you investment terms that seriously would make a Silicon Valley founder weep with jealousy. The only problem? Most of us, we never even bother to read the term sheet.
So let's do that right now. Let's open up that contract. Because that benefits package, it's not just some boring HR paperwork you skimmed once. It's an investor term sheet, and it is packed with clauses and riders and matching funds that are, and I mean this literally, designed to make you wealthy. And it all starts with the most obvious, glaring example of free money on the entire planet. So let me ask you this. What if I came to you and offered you a guaranteed 100% return on your investment, instantly? Just think about that for a second. In any other part of your life, if someone offered you that deal, you'd think it was a total scam, right? You'd assume it's illegal or impossible or probably both. And yet, this exact deal is just sitting there right now, waiting for you in your benefits portal.
Yep, we're talking about the 401k match. When your company says, hey, we'll give you $1 for every dollar you put in, up to a certain point, that's a guaranteed, instantaneous 100% return on your investment. Just let that sink in. It is without a doubt the single best deal in the entire world of finance. And honestly, it's shocking how many people just turn it down. They just leave that money on the table.
I mean, look at this. You could spend years trying to find some hedge fund guru who might, and that's a big might, get you a 15% return. Or you can just take the contractually obligated 100% return from your employer. It's right there. So when you skip the match, you're not just saving money for later. No. You are actively turning down a massive capital injection from your #1 investor. Okay, next up, the Health Savings Account, the HSA. I want you to think of this thing as a tax Ferrari. Seriously, the money goes in tax-free, it grows tax-free, and it comes out tax-free for medical expenses. It's this beautiful triple tax-advantaged machine. But what do most people do? They use it like a simple checking account for their copays. That is like using a Ferrari just to drive to the end of the driveway to get your mail. The real power move is to max it out, pay for your small medical bills out of pocket, and just let that account grow for decades into a massive, completely tax-free retirement fund.
And oh man, don't forget about this one, education reimbursement. So many companies will literally pay you to become more valuable. And listen, this isn't some nice little perk. It's a non-dilutive grant for your own personal company, You, Inc. You get to learn new skills on their dime that you can then take with you to any other job, anywhere. Leaving this money on the table is like a startup rejecting a huge grant just because they couldn't be bothered to fill out the form. It's crazy.
All right, so this whole way of thinking, it goes way beyond just the benefits package. Once you really start to see yourself as a company and your employer as your lead investor, everything changes. Your salary stops being the prize and it starts being the tool.
And this right here is a fundamental mindset shift you have to make. Your paycheck's main purpose is not to pay for your rent and your groceries and your Netflix subscription. Its real purpose is to provide the seed capital that you then deploy into actual wealth-building assets, index funds, real estate, maybe your own side business. Your 9 to 5 isn't the investment, it's the investor that's funding your real portfolio.
And while we're at it, think about this whole shadow portfolio of benefits you have access to. Your employer has so much infrastructure. You can master crazy expensive software that costs thousands a year. You can build a professional network at conferences they pay for. You can even use the natural downtime at work to plan your next investment move. And look, this isn't about slacking off. It's about being smart and optimizing every single resource they provide you. And beyond just the cold hard cash, your job gives you 3 absolutely invaluable assets. First, credibility. That steady paycheck is what gets you the mortgage for that first rental property. Then there's stability. That creates the safety net you need to take calculated risks and invest aggressively without panicking. And finally, with every year you invest, you are buying optionality. The choice, the freedom to change careers, take a year off, or just walk away from a situation that isn't right for you.
Okay, so what does this actually look like in practice? I mean, this isn't just some abstract theory, right?
Let's walk through a concrete 10-year timeline that shows you exactly how these principles can turn a totally normal job into a machine that just cranks out freedom.
So here's the playbook. Year 1, you keep it simple. You just maximize every single match and benefit. That's it. By year 3, you've snagged a promotion or a raise, but, and this is key, you keep your lifestyle exactly the same. You create this savings gap to invest all that extra cash. By year 5, you use your job's credibility to buy your first real asset, like a rental property. And by year 10, just through steady consistency, you've built a net worth that gives you real, actual choices. You're not dependent anymore. You're in control.
And listen, here is the absolute key to making that whole timeline work. It's the cardinal rule. When you get a raise, you have to prevent what we call lifestyle inflation from just gobbling it all up. The moment that new money becomes available, you automate it. You set it up to go directly to your investment account. Don't even let it touch your checking account. Don't let it mingle with your grocery money, because I promise you, if you see it, you will spend it.
And check this out. After about a decade, the math starts to get really, really fun. You can see here, the money from your investor, your employer's match, is equal to all of your own contributions. But the real magic? It's the growth. Your money is now making more money than you are physically putting in. This, my friends, is escape velocity.
So, you want to speed this whole process up? Okay, stop thinking about loyalty and start thinking like a CEO. Changing jobs isn't being disloyal. It's closing one round of funding and opening a brand new one with a better valuation. You are literally finding a new capital partner who's willing to offer you better terms, a higher salary, and a fresh capital injection, probably in the form of a nice signing bonus.
So all of this, it leads to the final and honestly the most important point of all. The goal of this entire strategy, it's not what most people think it is. It's not really about escaping. It's about completely redefining what freedom even means.
Yeah, let's be super clear about the end game here. The popular myth, the thing you see in movies, is freedom means rage quitting your job in a blaze of glory. But that's just an emotional decision. True freedom, real freedom, is a mathematical reality. It's the point where your asset base is so strong that your job becomes a strategic choice that you make, not a financial necessity that you have to endure.
And you have to remember, this path, it gets easier over time. I know the beginning is a grind. That first 50,000 is the absolute hardest, but the next 50,000 comes way faster. And by the time you hit 500,000, your money is doing the heavy lifting for you. You've hit escape velocity. The job is still useful, for sure, for the benefits and the credibility, but it's no longer the primary engine of your wealth.
And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway here. Leave when the math says you can, not when your feelings do. The entire game is about using your job, your biggest investor, to quietly, consistently build a massive foundation of assets. You extract everything they offer, you build your portfolio, and then, and only then, do you make your next move from a position of incredible strength, driven by numbers, not by a bad day at the office. That is the real path to freedom.